Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the American Spy Fox. It seems as though we have had another loss to the rock community. It seems like the last couple videos I put up have been so sad. First Mark Lanigan, and now Taylor Hawkins of the Foo Fighters, formerly the drummer for Alanis Morissette. I just saw this guy perform at his Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony in Cleveland, Ohio. I was more impressed with him live. Here's the thing, and for any of you who have ever been to a Foo Fighters concert, you know what I'm talking about. Those dudes sound the same live as they do on their records. That really amazed me. And Taylor's drumming, he's always been one of my favorite drummers. I've been a drummer since I was a little kid. When I just earlier today, my wife told me he passed away. At first, like, I couldn't believe it. It was like unbelievable. He's still young. He was only 50 years old, in incredible shape. And then once I realized the news, it wasn't some cruel joke, I didn't want to believe it. I think I was in denial. Maybe I still am. It feels weird. I had planned on going and seeing this guy live again. I just love his drumming so much. I try to copy it. I watch him. He has several videos on YouTube where he was interviewed, and he shows different drum parts, from drummers that he copied from, and I try to emulate it. When I practice, I literally try to practice like Taylor Hawkins. Anyone who has studied drumming for any length of time, Taylor Hawkins is actually a better drummer than Dave Grohl. He's not as popular being a drummer, he's not as well known, but technically proficient, way beyond Dave. I mean, that's why Dave Grohl, world's best drummer, chose Taylor Hawkins and kept him. When you watch the interviews with Dave and Taylor's always very humble, and he's like, "Oh, Dave, he's so much better than me," but he wasn't. I'm telling you, Taylor was a machine. He is a beast, and it's a huge loss to the rock community. The little bit of rock that we have left, I feel like it just died, because the Foo Fighters, whether you like them or not, they were keeping that age-old get together with your friends, bang out some melodies, get in a van, go and tour. That's a dying practice. It's literally dying. It's nearly dead. And the Foo Fighters were trying to keep it alive. I mean, who do we have left? Mark is gone. Lane's gone. Chris is gone. Kurt's gone. Taylor's gone. And Dave was such good friends, almost like a brotherhood, like brothers with Taylor, that Dave's probably not going to play for a very long time, if ever again. Who do we have left? The Red Hot Chili Peppers? That's about it. The Black Keys out of Ohio. It's just, I guess it happens to everybody, The older you get, your heroes start to pass. But as far as Taylor's death goes, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of speculation. I'm already speculating. I know what I'm thinking in my head. It's probably what you're thinking in your head, but I don't want to say it. We know he had problems in the past, but that seemed behind him. He had a beautiful wife, young children. If you watch the Foo Fighters Back and Forth documentary, he seems very happy to be playing. He's still playing music and creating music, but in like a family type of setting. They take breaks and they swim and they barbecue, and 50 years old. But we don't know. We don't know yet. And that's the thing, is when Kurt died, everybody assumed they knew right off the bat. Those suicide seeds had been planted. Courtney was calling MTV, telling them this and that. Oddly, the coroner, who was supposed to be professional, as we know, he listed Kurt's death the very same day they found his body. They listed it as a suicide without any investigation from the police or the coroner's office. So whatever did happen to Taylor, whether it was natural causes or something else, I'm sure it will come out in due time. Especially since Dave is older and wiser. He saw what happened with Kurt, and he's going to want a full investigation. You know, Dave Grohl and his family and Taylor's family, they're going to want a professional job done. So we probably won't find out exactly what happened to Taylor, I'd say, for a couple weeks. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, he was only 50. He looked to be in absolutely excellent physical condition, but stranger things have happened. You know, I had a friend die of a heart attack in high school. The thing is, we don't know, and until a professional, thorough investigation is done, I'm just gonna keep my speculation to myself. It's so weird. Like, isn't it just so weird when someone you look up to passes, someone you've never even met before, but somehow you feel emotionally connected to them through their music, through their performances, and it actually makes you sad. Like, I feel really sad right now. But anyway, if you want the details, they were in, I believe, Bogota, Colombia. This is late. I'm in. It's like 1:30 in the morning Saturday. Yeah, March 26th. So on March 25th, Friday, they were supposed to play a show, and then they were going to move on to Brazil and do Lollapalooza Brazil. Coming up in April, they were going to be performing, I assume on cable, on TV, or streaming services for the Grammys. They were going to Las Vegas, and they were going to be taking the stage for the Grammy Awards. Yeah, they were doing their thing, man. They were living the dream. How many of us wish that we could have lived this dream? I mean, the guy had a spectacular life, but I'd really hope that it would go further. I wanted to see these guys like Paul McCartney. You know, what is he, around 80? I don't know how Paul is, but I just saw Paul McCartney performing with the Foo Fighters at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony. I wanted to see Taylor and Dave still rocking out when they were like 70 with gray beards and long gray hair. I mean, I'm sorry to be the one to bring you this information if you're getting it from me first, but it's just, I don't know. I just felt the need to talk about it. And thanks to COVID and electricity problems, we hadn't done a lot on the channel, but man, I've really got some great videos in store for you guys. I think it'll be worth the wait. I think you guys are going to love what I got coming at you. And moving back into the recording studio tomorrow, we're going to get this channel back on track. Thank you, patrons. Thank you, community members. Thank all of you for sticking with the channel and for watching. And man, I'm just like incredibly sad right now. You know, rest in peace, Taylor Hawkins. Best to his family. And the band has released a statement basically just saying, don't be a jerk. You know, don't go on social media and make fun of the situation or send nasty things to his family. Remember, he has young kids. He's a family guy just like you and I. So, you know, I know all of us will be respectful, but there's always those jerks out there who think it's funny. So you guys are going to be seeing me again real soon, and we're going to get this whole series back on track. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.